to stop overthinking and get started. Let's go. You overthink because you're a perfectionist and you expect your first attempt to be really good. You're placing too much emphasis on the outcome and not enough on the process. The mindset that changed this for me was making the process the goal. So the goal is not to pick a side hustle that you like doing that'll make you a millionaire in 10 years. The goal is to pick something, anything, and do it consistently for 3 months. Consistency itself becomes the goal. The thing you start with doesn't have to be the thing you do forever. It doesn't become a waste of time if you end up changing course. Consistently making real progress is a skill in and of itself. Basically, you're facing decision paralysis because you're overcomplicating the decision. Like in writing, the only job of the first draft is to exist.
I used to suffer with major depression, and it came to a shock to me that the reason why I was depressed is because I had all of these thoughts that I could not control. Like, it literally felt like they were just controlling me, like I had no control over my mind. And this is what helped me to become more at peace, manage my raging, controlling thoughts that were literally taking over my life and trying to like low-key like unalive me. So this is exactly what I did. You have to stop engaging with the thought. So when the thought comes up, a lot of people think, okay, let me just like stop the thought. This is wrong. When thoughts come into your mind, do not try to stop them, because when you try to stop them, you're engaging with them. You're like, hey, stop, hey, you. You're like literally engaging with the thought, like you are engaging with it. And so what you need to do instead is you need to allow it to pass, literally surrender to the thought instead. Think of your thought as an airplane in the sky. You're just allowing it to pass over you. That's it. Don't think, oh my God, I'm supposed to be present right now. Or, oh my God, why am I having this thought right now? Or, oh my God, like the thought, like, no, like literally just like sit with it. Observe it. Do not engage. You can observe it, but do not engage, and think of it as a plane in the sky. It's just passing over you. That's it. Because you are not the thoughts that come into your mind. You are the awareness behind the thought, observing it. And so what's going to happen once you start doing this consistently, by the way, this is a practice. This is not going to happen overnight. This might not even happen in a few years. Like, this is a continual practice. So what you're going to have to do is continue to become conscious. You have to be consciously observing these thoughts and allowing them to pass. You can't just be unconscious. So what's going to happen is you're going to become conscious. You're going to be aware of the thought. You're not going to engage. But what's going to happen is this is going to start to notice a pattern. Your body will start to notice this as a pattern. The body loves repetition. The body is obsessed with repetition. So once you start consistently doing this, your body will start to recognize, oh, she's not engaging. She's just observed. She's not engaging. She's not doing anything. Okay. And then what's going to happen is the thoughts are going to slowly stop. I'm not saying you're never going to have another bad thought again, but what I'm saying, it's going to reduce to where you will have full control over your mind again. I think I need to make a part 2, so hit the plus.
Highly intelligent individuals have a lot of cognitive capacity, which can lead to overthinking. When you're a highly intelligent individual, you have a lot of cognitive capacity, and you are usually quite quick to process and problem solve, which means that your life may not take up a lot of that cognitive capacity. So basically, you're not really using all of that cognitive capacity, which leads to cognitive white space. Cognitive white space has the nature of always filling up. And this is a problem, especially if you do not know that you're highly intelligent, because you do not know that you're supposed to be filling that cognitive white space consciously and deliberately. So if you're not doing that, that cognitive white space is going to fill up without you realizing. And it's going to fill up with intellectual stimulation. The most natural intellectual stimulation that we have as highly intelligent individuals is problem solving. Overthinking is basically problem solving. And now that you don't know that you're highly intelligent and you don't know that you're supposed to be filling that cognitive white space with intellectual stimulation of your choosing, you end up overthinking. The way to stop overthinking as a highly intelligent individual is to understand that you are highly intelligent and that you need that intellectual stimulation. Already having this knowledge can help you sort of stop overthinking and sort of have a perspective for your overthinking. You understand that, oh, okay, now I'm overthinking because I'm not getting enough intellectual stimulation otherwise. Another thing that you must be doing is finding that intellectual stimulation from maybe a bit more productive ways of, getting it. So instead of your mind deciding where to find that intellectual stimulation, you are deciding it for yourself. Another thing that you can do is engage in mindfulness exercises. Mindfulness exercises help you with your metacognitive skills, which are very important when you want to stop overthinking. So you need to learn to think about your thinking and sort of separate yourself from your thoughts. You are not your thoughts are your tools.
All right, this one is for all my friends with anxiety and all my worriers out there. I am a constant worrier. I'm an overthinker. I stress about things in the future, in the past. I worry myself sick for literally no reason, and it's pretty bad. I know a lot of us do this where we start to stress out about things that are out of our control or even in our control, but nothing that we can change right in the moment. And we start to freak out about the future or something that's going to happen or maybe something that's just not going our way. And honestly, the more that you focus on the negative, the worse it's going to get. Like, it is freaking out about it is not going to change anything. And that is like one of the hardest pills I've had to swallow recently, is that the more you stress about something, it is not going to make it better. Like, it is actually going to make it worse, and it's going to attract more negative energy onto that thing. I'm reading a book by Gabrielle Bernstein, and it's the one called You Are a Super Attractor. She talks about when you are finding yourself super duper worried and getting super anxious about something, to put yourself into a state of appreciation. She says that you should either make a list, like a mental list, or write it out in a journal and make a list of all the things in your life that you are appreciative of. And I know that this sounds super counterintuitive because in the moment you're like freaking out, but that's literally the point. And it's also totally normal if you're going through something that is really tough and you can't appreciate anything about that situation in that moment. Appreciate other things in your life. Like, say you're going through a breakup or you're single and you're really wanting a relationship and you can't really find anything about your current relationship status to be appreciative of. Appreciate other things. Like, appreciate your family or your wonderful friendships or your glowing healthy skin or the fact that you have a roof over your head or the fact that you have a job to pay your bills. Like, all of those things, think about that or write that down and appreciate that. When you are in this state of appreciation, you can't be in that state of fear and that state of worry, because the two just can't coincide. Like, when you're feeling all that gratitude and you're feeling these happy thoughts, like, I literally did this morning because I started getting all worked up about just like wedding planning and house hunting and just all this stuff that is completely out of my control. And it's not happening for like another year, and I'm still like already every day freaking myself out about it. And I started just feeling so grateful for all of the wonderful things and all of the blessings in my life. And I literally felt like, it's so corny, but I felt like tingly, like all over my body, because I was just so, it like shifted my focus completely. And I decided like, wow, like the sun is out today. It's 50 degrees. Like, I'm gonna, take this day and spin it around and really like step into this feeling of gratitude. And I swear my anxiety went away. I know it sounds silly, and it is obviously not going to work for every situation. And it's not something that, if you have extremely severe anxiety, is going to work. But if you just find yourself worrying about things, this might be something worth giving a shot.
Let's talk about 5 tips that help with overthinking. I literally used to be like the president of overthinking. If you guys asked any one of my friends, they would tell you in a heartbeat, like, she used to overthink the shit out of anything. Whether it was social outings, my future, my friendships, I was always on edge about it, and it was so draining. Non-overthinkers like don't understand how bad it is to be an overthinker, because you literally spend 24/7 spiraling in your mind about things you can't control. So let me give you like my 5 tips that are gonna like help you so much. Number 1, whatever you're overthinking now most likely won't even be a thought in your mind in a year from now. If you're spiraling, literally ask yourself, okay, Gia, will I be tripping about this in a year? If not, I need to just like get over it. This might be a strange comparison, but it's kind of like anxiety. The next day after a night out, you have like the worst anxiety and you're overthinking like anything you did, but then like 3 days later, you're not even remembering anything that happened. Time genuinely heals all, and your brain literally like starts to forget things that have happened, especially when they're triggering. So soon your mind is just gonna erase it. Number 2, if you're really looking at the bigger picture, literally everyone dies and everybody that knows you dies. So at the end of the day, what does it really matter? Like, you might as well not give a fuck and own your mistakes and own how you act, because there's no point in living life with like regret and fear when everyone's gonna die anyways and no one's gonna remember you. Number 3, no one really cares what you do. Everyone is constantly so caught up in their own head about what they're doing and how they act that even if you did do something and like somebody was like focused on it, they're gonna forget about it in seconds. Number 4, come to terms with not everyone is gonna like you and you will lose people from your life sometimes. When I finally came to terms with the idea that not everyone's gonna be obsessed with me, not everyone's gonna like me all the time, I felt so like relieved in my life, because I was like, you know what, if somebody doesn't like me, if someone doesn't vibe with me, I don't like them either, and I don't need them a part of my life. So if you do something and you kind of can get the vibe that somebody doesn't like you after it, okay, goodbye. We literally only have one life, and it is so not worth like struggling and debating about why somebody doesn't like you or not. At the end of the day, it's like you're gonna hang out with who you enjoy and vice versa. Also, like, everyone's personality is different, so you shouldn't always get along with every single person, because at the end of the day, everyone has different like thoughts, alignments, and everything. And number 5, the past and future are uncontrollable. People only overthink about past actions and about their future. Guess what? Both of those are uncontrollable, especially your past. Whatever happened, whatever you did, it's honestly fine, because you're just gonna grow from it. People make mistakes, people grow from it. Whatever encounter you had, it's okay. Shit happens and everything will be all right. If you made a mistake, all you can do is grow from it and become a better person. And the future, you have no idea what's gonna happen in the future. Yes, you can take precautions to be a good person and to work hard. However, sometimes shit just happens and you can't spend your entire life obsessing over it. Anyways, I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup off camera real quick. And this is the final makeup look. Mwah. Love you guys. Let me know if you want part 2.
Guys, I think I just cracked the code on how to control your thoughts. Like, seriously, when I finished this, I immediately felt relief. The thought was gone. Let's say there's an event that triggers a thought, that triggers a feeling. For example, let's say your hours got cut at work, or you are about to get laid off, or something like that. Let's say it's financial, and the immediate feelings that you have come into your brain are thoughts of scarcity, lack, I'm gonna be broke, I'm not gonna make it, I'm gonna be homeless, all this crazy shit. Write those negative thoughts down. So in this case, we have fear, scarcity, and lack. Those are the 3 big negative emotions that will come up when something is financial. The trick is, these are all feelings and emotions of your lower self. Your lower self just wants some love. All you're gonna do is tell these emotions that you love them, and say it out loud. Close your eyes, get centered, and say it out loud to yourself as a mantra. I love you, fear. I love you, scarcity. I love you, lack. Say it over and over again, and it's going to bring you to tears. I want you to keep saying it. Let the tears come, let the tears pass, and eventually, a couple minutes later, what's gonna happen is your whole body is going to feel immediate relief. And you're gonna notice that that negative thought disappeared. Or at least quieted a bit. Why? Because now you're choosing to love the undesirable parts of you, the undesirable parts of your brain, the thoughts that you don't want to have in your mind. When you lead with love and grace within yourself, that is how you heal. That, my friends, is how you gain control over your subconscious thoughts.
Honestly, this will change your life. It's something that my therapist told me last year, and it is the absolute game changer for your mental health. So I really struggle with getting overwhelmed in my head, feeling really anxious, really low. You know, when your thoughts are just going off on one and you just want to make them shut up. Like, I was walking the dog this morning and I was walking along going, I have to stop thinking, like just anything to stop thinking. I just can't think anymore. It's too hard. I can't do it. And I was like, oh, I know how to do that. Like, I literally know how to stop my thoughts from going off on one. All you have to do is listen to EMDR bilateral music with headphones, and there's technical stuff behind it, but the gist is it stops that internal monologue. It stops that part of your brain that just spirals and spirals and spirals and overthinks and gets you stressed and anxious and all that kind of stuff. It just shuts that bit off. So I literally put my headphones in while I was walking, and I just thought, just watch the dog. Just watch the dog walk, and it's like your brain is being washed. I can't even describe it. You have to listen to it to kind of get the effect of it. But doing it when you're doing like a task, when you're cleaning, when you're walking, even if you're reading like a non-fiction book or something and you can have this music in, just put it in, and I promise you it makes you feel so much better. It's indescribable, and it just gives you that little break and that little peace of mind. So do it and you will thank me.
How can I stop overthinking? This is a question that I get from my clients quite often, and it's one of my favorite questions because I like asking them these questions. What do you currently overthink about? What if you could change those thoughts to be more positive? And what if you could be more solution-oriented versus doom and gloom? See, our brain serves a specific purpose, and that purpose is to actually think. Why would you stop it from doing its core function? When you feel anxious, that is your brain actually triggering your body to tell you that there's something off. When you sense specific feelings or have specific thoughts, that's when you can start shifting and becoming more solution oriented. How can I fix this versus how can I run from this? In what ways are you solution oriented, or are you more doom and gloom?
Here's a hack to stop overthinking and trust yourself. Start with small decisions and work your way up. So if you're at a restaurant, you're trying to decide between 2 meals, tell yourself 1, 2, 3, what feels good, and then choose that one. It'll slowly build the muscle of you being able to trust your gut and make easier, quicker decisions.